Hello, and thank you for joining us for Concord TV, Community at Your Service, proudly produced by Concord High School students. My name is Krista McGrath, and I'm the Director of Campaign Management with Granite United Way. Today, I'm very excited to talk about young leaders in our community and the impact that they're having on so many different nonprofit organizations, and in particular with Granite United Way. With me are three very special guests. I have Jason Roberts from Lincoln Financial Group, Mollie Markins from United Way, and Charles Caldwell from Volunteer New Hampshire. So welcome. Thank you all for joining me.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
So I'll start with you, Jason. Can you just talk a little bit about how long you've been with Lincoln and kind of how you first got involved with United Way?
Yeah, absolutely. I started with Lincoln about 9 years ago, and the United Way program that we have there got me hooked. So they run a very successful campaign, and I didn't know a lot about United Way before I started there, but through seeing their campaign, I had the opportunity to learn about what the United Way does, and I started getting involved that way, and it became really easy to contribute through them because they allow us to do payroll deductions or a one-time gift, and I chose the payroll deduction because it was just so easy. But they run such a successful campaign that allows us to really understand what the United Way provides.
And do you find that so many people at your organization get involved, or is it just a small group of people at Lincoln that really kind of are United Way advocates?
Almost the whole company. We
Really?
consistently have about 80% participation, and when you
Wow.
think we have in our specific location about 600 to 700 individuals that work there, you have 80% participation. That's a lot of people that get involved with the United Way, and it's really a credit to what we do as far as supporting the United Way and the United Way agencies and the employees that want to give.
Yeah, absolutely. We value the partnership. I know Lincoln raises more money than any other company in this region for us and really supports us in a variety of different ways. So we love it. It's a great partnership.
Thank you.
And Mollie, you have one of our newest staff members at Granite United Way. Can you just talk a little bit about when you first learned about United Way and how you got involved as a staff member?
Yeah, I too didn't know about Granite United Way before I started working here. I worked retail for 7 years through high school and college, and during an internship for a public TV station, I did a PSA for Granite United Way. So I started to learn a little bit about what it was, and I was graduating and a marketing position opened, and I had nothing lined up, so I jumped on it, and I just learned so many great things that were happening in the community that I had no idea about, and it's been a blast.
That's so fun, and it's really neat because your role really is to highlight and market all the great things that United Way is doing, and I know as a fundraiser you're an incredibly valuable part of our organization in getting that message out there. What was your PSA about? Do you remember?
It was the literacy campaign. That's
Okay.
what it was, yeah. So we went around to some of the elementary schools and we got some footage of the kids and we did some interviews, and they showed it at the Southern Region celebration last year, I believe.
Yeah,
Last year. Yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot of literacy work footprint wide, and again, I think having just a video to show that is really important too.
We got some tears.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Well, thank you, and we're so happy to have you on the team. It's been great. So Charles, can you just share a little bit about your experience with United Way and how you got involved?
Absolutely. So I've worked at Volunteer New Hampshire, which is where I work for about 5 years. I started off as an AmeriCorps Vista there and was there for 2 years, and then they hired me on full time. Even in the earlier years when I was working as an AmeriCorps Vista, we were partnering with the United Way for our Volunteer Solutions at the time, which is the system of recruitment for volunteers, helping nonprofits find volunteers on our website and really matching them up. And also with the Day of Caring, really helping the United Way, which at the time was just the Granite United Way, find organizations to post their volunteer opportunities for the Day of Caring and helping the businesses in the community match up to those volunteer opportunities. And that's continued on even till this year. We're planning for this year. I'm on the committee, the planning committee. Started Valerie Guy roped me in a few years back for that. And I've roped her in a few times as well for things.
Good.
So that's good. But yeah, so we've partnering with it for the Day of Caring, but also recently been active on the review team for Merrimack County grants for the income grant review team. And so that was a wonderful process, taking a look at all of the organizations that are partner United Way agencies, seeing what their programs do, and just learning a lot about some agencies that I knew existed and have had dealings with, but you really don't get the full impact of what they do until you go and visit, do the site visits, see the people that are impacted. And that was just amazing. So I really enjoyed that process.
Absolutely, and thank you. I mean, I think that having the volunteer review teams is really what makes United Way such a unique and special organization. I love it because I'm not the one that is making those funding decisions, and none of the staff are. It's people that live in the community and know what the needs are.
There's some heated debate.
I'm sure there is, and it must be a great learning professional experience as well
is.
for your own professional development. So, well, we appreciate it. I hope you'll do. How many years have you been on a review team?
Well, this was my first year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Valerie had approached me because we had roped her in to do reviews for the Spirit of New Hampshire Awards, which is a volunteer recognition ceremony we hold in November. And so we had she was a reviewer for us. And I mean, because the review process seemingly mirrored some of the process for the grant review, she asked me if I'd like to participate, and I said absolutely. So
Great.
Went through, and then I joined the group, and it was great. Got to meet a lot of new people too.
That's wonderful. Didn't you think you'll do it again?
Yeah,
Good.
absolutely.
Well, that's wonderful. And for anyone at home who wants to get involved with our community review teams, feel free to check us out online at www.graniteuw.org, or you can always call our offices as well and ask for either myself or Valerie Guy. We're always looking for people in the community who want to get involved and who want to volunteer some of their time and make some of those funding decisions about where we're going to invest our dollars in the community. So, so Jason, and other ways that you can get involved besides the community review team is our campaign cabinet. So I wanted to just ask you, how you first got involved with that and why you decided to volunteer in that capacity.
Well, I've been involved with the Lincoln United Way program for about 5 years. And as I mentioned, I started just on a subcommittee working with Booth Day. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Booth Day, we invite all the different agencies, or many of the different agencies that United Way helps support to our location, and it gives an opportunity to the Lincoln employees a chance to meet the different agencies and to talk back and forth. And I started getting involved with that and just getting excited about what United Way had to offer. Through that, I started working with a couple different subcommittees. And again, after about 5 years, I realized that as much as I enjoyed being able to work with the Lincoln family, I wanted to be able to do a little bit more. And when this opportunity came to be part of the Granite United Way cabinet, I was excited to be a part of it and looking forward to what it brings.
Oh, good. Well, we're really excited to have you be a part of it too. And I
you.
think it's important having people from the business community that are really involved come and help on the fundraising side as well, just to give us new ideas and to open new doors and all of that. So we're very excited. You're one of 3 people from Lincoln that's doing it this year, so that'll be a great way to continue it on. So
thank you.
Well, thank you. So Mollie, in addition to all the marketing that you've kind of taken on over this last year, I know one of the big goals you have is emerging leaders. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about what that is and what you're hoping to do for the upcoming year.
Emerging Leaders Society is a new program that we're trying to put in place. I think it's the age range from 21 to 40, somewhere in there. And it's just to get young professionals in the community really involved in what Granite United Way is doing, and even other nonprofits. It would provide volunteer opportunities. It would provide professional development seminars where they can really go in and basically learn from our current board members or any of the people that are involved with Granite United Way, and they'll mentor them so that when they're ready, they can kind of take on the role when those guys kind of retire, because that's a huge hurdle that we're facing now. We have these board members that have been involved with Granite United Way, or any volunteers that have been involved for years, and they're getting ready to retire, and while they still may be committed and they'll be working in the community, we really need the young professionals to step up and really take on those roles so that Granite United Way can keep doing the amazing things we're doing in the community.
Absolutely. Well, I'm really excited. I think Emerging Leaders is going to be a great new addition to our organization and provide a lot of opportunities for young professionals to continue to get involved. Thank you everyone at home for watching. We will be back after a brief message. Please stick with us.
I've given to the annual campaign for the United Way for over 20 years. For me, giving through the United Way is just an easy way for me to make sure that the dollars that I want to share in my community are shared in the right places, to the right organizations, and to people that I want to see get that money.
What's wonderful about United Way and the payroll deduction program is that employees from all walks of life can donate to their local United Way. They can make a donation that's 50 cents a week. It enables employees from up and down the organization to feel as if they're making an effort to support local social service agencies and to budget that effort over the course of a work year.
I find my support of the United Way over the years one of the most important things that I can do. To be a leadership giver is to be an honor and to be a part of the United Way. Their service in the community is so vital and makes such a difference. There isn't any way that we could get along without them.
United Way programs are critical. They were there for me when I really needed them to get new clothes for my first professional job. Now I get to give back to my community by volunteering on the Granite United Way Community Impact Board.
One of the greatest things about United Way is that the money is raised locally and it stays local. We distribute that money, and the decisions about the distribution of that money are done at a local level, even though it is a statewide agency.
My wife and I have been Granite United Way supporters for over 28 years, and we've been pleased to do so. We've seen the great work that it does, we've seen what a great investment it has been, and we're proud to support the Granite United Way.
Join us and support Granite United Way.
United Way has a unique opportunity to be the collaborator for a lot of the nonprofit programs out there. And by bringing these organizations together and talking about the various resources and ideas they have, they can certainly take what are just simple opportunities and make them actually come to fruition, which is a wonderful thing to see happen. And without United Way, that would be a huge missing piece in that puzzle.
Thank you again for your support of Granite United Way. Without that support, hundreds of programs and thousands of our neighbors right here in New Hampshire and Vermont would not have gotten the help that they needed this year. They got the help because of you. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back to Concord TV, Community at Your Service. My name is Kristen McGrath and I'm the Director of Campaign Management at Granite United Way. Today we're talking about emerging leaders and young professionals and how they can get involved in their community and more specifically with Granite United Way. I have three very special guests with me. I have Jason Roberts from Lincoln Financial, Mollie Markins from Granite United Way, and Charles Caldwell from Volunteer New Hampshire. And before the break, we were talking a little bit about Emerging Leaders Society, which is a new kind of group that we're starting for young professionals in the Concord and Manchester area. And Mollie was just sharing how there's a lot of opportunity for professional development and networking and volunteering, and we're really excited to get that started. So I would love to just start by asking you, Charles, kind of how can people that are our age get involved in the community? Where can they go and what opportunities are there for them?
Well, The best way to find a volunteer opportunity is to actually go to our website, because we've got a database of about 500 ongoing and volunteer opportunities at any given time. We partner with about 450 agencies who will post their volunteer opportunities looking for volunteers. And so anyone who's looking for a volunteer opportunity can go to www.volunteernh.org and to be able to see all of those opportunities. Aside from that, Volunteer New Hampshire is also recruiting for some of its committees. We've got our Spirit of New Hampshire Awards, which is a volunteer recognition event that I think I mentioned earlier. We're in the currently planning stages for that, and we're always looking for new committee members. We've got, we'll be getting probably 100 new nominations in. The review team needs to be large, and we're always looking for people to look through those nominations.
Wonderful.
We've also got the Governor's Conference on Volunteerism, which we just held this past Tuesday, and we're going to be having our debrief session, but we're also looking for volunteers to help us put that on, and that's a volunteer training event.
Great, and I think that's one of the best parts about kind of how we partner as Granite United Way and Volunteer New Hampshire, that we can kind of share volunteers and volunteer opportunities to make sure that everybody can get involved with what they're most passionate about, which is really, really neat. I think one of the biggest things that makes United Way so successful is our donors. I mean, our volunteers are absolutely essential, but our donors are the dollars behind our organization that help us make a huge impact in the community, and Lincoln Financial has been a huge supporter. So Jason, I don't know if you can speak a little bit about the campaign at Lincoln and how you get new people involved, and how small contributions really add up, and all of that great stuff that you guys do.
Well, we run a very big campaign, and we do that 2 weeks out of the year, usually in October. And it's really successful because of the group of people who run that campaign. This year we have 30 people, just over 30 people actually, in our campaign that are helping to run it. And what makes it so exciting is all the ideas of different events and ways that we can make money. Last year, we had a really fun event, which I think you've seen, which was the flocking event. And how that worked was we made pink flamingos, and people would buy 10 flamingos, and we'd put them on cubicles for the next day for somebody. So, and then we had anti-flocking insurance. So if somebody didn't want to have pink flamingos all over their cubicles, they could purchase that as well. So it was a nice way to make money. And we also do basket raffles, and we are a corporate environment, so we don't wear jeans that often, so we do jeans day raffles, as well as being able to ask for the one-time gifts and the payroll deductions. But there's just a lot of excitement around the campaign during that time, and it's run very successfully. Over the last couple years, every year we've had over 80% participation, which really says a lot for the people who work for Lincoln, but also because of how well and successfully we run that campaign.
Absolutely, and I think you guys have so much fun stuff going on, and I always brag about what Lincoln does at other places. I've seen the pink flamingos kind of flocking from office to office now. Everyone's doing it. Great. But again, it's great because it's a great way to build company culture and have some positive enthusiasm. I know you have the agency day as well, which you had mentioned earlier with all the different agencies come in.
And everybody loves the booth day because they get a chance to meet those agencies and talk to those people and get that one-on-one interaction about where their United Way dollars are going.
Absolutely. It really kind of puts that face to the organization, which I think is important. Now, what do you do when new people are starting with Lincoln? Is there a way that you introduce United Way to them? Do they kind of just hear about it because it's a buzz in the office? Or how do you get young people involved?
Well, when new people come into the building, we have an ambassador program. So, and that is corporate run, but typically the ambassadors will discuss the different committees that we have and the different campaigns that are run, and United Way is one of them. But again, the campaign period, we have a lot of communication around that, and that helps to get people involved. And we have a lot of different metric boards and those type of things that help advertise the campaign and where we're at and where we're trying to get. And so there's so much excitement around it that people want to give.
It's wonderful. It's great to see. And I've loved this year coming and seeing 30 people as part of your committee. I was so excited. So it's wonderful. And I think, again, a lot of other companies kind of look to you as the best practice and what they can do to increase their campaign, but then also to increase that excitement and that spirit of volunteerism. So I think it's wonderful. Well, thank you all at home for joining us. We will be back after another brief message from United Way. Please stick with us.
Packers. Vikings. Packers. Vikings.
Red State. Blue State.
We come from different places.
Uptown. Downtown.
Optimist. Cynic.
We come to different conclusions.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities, our families,
united.
Even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
Welcome back to Concord TV Community at Your Service. My name is Krista McGrath. I'm the Director of Campaign Management at Granite United Way. And today we're talking about emerging leaders, young professionals, and how to get involved with Granite United Way and just in the community in general. With me is Jason Roberts from Lincoln Financial, Mollie Markins from Granite United Way, and Charles Caldwell from Volunteer New Hampshire. So one of the things I really wanted to talk about was additional volunteer opportunities at United Way, particularly how young people can get involved, the different things that they can do. Mollie, I don't know if you can speak a little bit about some of the different things that we have going on throughout the year at United Way.
Yep, we have so many opportunities. You could be a loaned executive where your company literally loans you to Granite United Way for the fall campaign, and you help out with campaign materials, going and talking to companies, fundraising, all kinds of fun stuff. You could be an intern through your college, or you could just be a volunteer off the street, come in and help us. We stuff letters that we send out all the time, any kind of office stuff. There's other opportunities like our YCAYA program where you can help with volunteering, help people prepare their taxes, and they put you through a whole course through that. And then of course there's Day of Caring where anybody can show up and we send you out to all different nonprofits that are looking for help. And it's just a really fun day. So there's a lot of different opportunities that you can get involved in, or you could just donate.
Yeah,
it's as easy as just donating.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but I actually started at United Way as a loaned executive myself. So I
really?
didn't know anything about United Way, and I was a graduate student, and they said this was a volunteer or an internship opportunity, and I said, well, I'll check it out. And I totally drank the Kool-Aid, and now I'm so United Way all the way. So I think it's a great way to get involved, and it really helped me develop those public speaking skills and all of that good stuff. I think to your point, YCAYA is really helpful because anyone who's interested in those taxes and number crunching and all that stuff, it's great practice. You're learning how to do that and giving a great service as well. Yeah. Now, I know you are on the Day of Caring committee. Just for our viewers at home who may be really unfamiliar with Day of Caring, can you just share a little bit more about it?
Sure. So the Day of Caring is an event, multi-day event depending on all of the different regions of the United Way. The Merrimack region has its own day that it's also shared with the Southern region, and it's a multi-agency volunteer project. So I think last year we had about 1,000 volunteers that were spread across the 125 different projects. Volunteers from businesses, volunteers who are just coming in, and all of the different projects they give us their projects, say this is what we need, this is how many volunteers we need, and we flood them with volunteers for one day, and they struggle to manage it, and all the work gets done, and they're asking, where are the volunteers the next day? So it's a really wonderful event where a lot of work gets done at a bunch of different nonprofits, and it's an amazing event. We have recognition for the volunteers depending on what year it is, breakfast or lunch, and then we send them out to their respective stations. And there's all sorts of volunteer projects. It's anything from raking to stuffing envelopes to really whatever the nonprofit itself needs. The volunteer sign up for the projects they'd like, and then they go out to those agencies.
Now, do companies do it? Is it only companies, or can individuals sign up?
Typically, it's been primarily companies.
Okay.
There's been about 25 companies that have partnered. Lincoln Financial is probably the largest that I know of, with about 125 employees. I think they went a little higher this year that volunteer for specific projects. But there's also some other companies, GE. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. But there's a bunch of different ones throughout. A bunch of small companies, large companies, medium-sized companies, all across the region that send their employees out for that Day of Caring.
And do they typically get paired up with other companies, or will they be on their own?
It depends on if there's still space left at the opportunity. So they can be mixed matched with other businesses, but typically if they're signing up for one opportunity, they'll send all of their employees there, and then there may be some that are mixed matched.
That's great. And I know last year we had about 400 volunteers. It was like a 95-degree day. Yeah. It was great to have it be so sunny. So hopefully this year, I think it's September 10th this year in Merrimack County and in the southern region, so hopefully we'll have another beautiful sunny day, and lots of volunteers out there. But thank you, because I know there's
absolutely.
a lot of background work that goes into making that day happen so successfully and so smooth.
It's really great to help them make
Yeah.
sure that everything runs smoothly. So
Absolutely.
it's very enjoyable talking with all the businesses, getting them all excited for the day. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
and it gets everybody out of the office. It's just a great way to do it. So kind of in closing, one of the last things I would love just to get the feedback from all of you is, and I'll start with you, Jason, just your advice for young people that are starting out in the workplace, maybe want to develop those professional skills, want to build their resume, anything like that. What advice do you have for how people should get involved and what they should do?
Just find something that you're interested in and get involved. Giving even just a little bit is easy to do. So if it's $1, $2 here and there, give that because that can add up a lot over time. And that little bit can be the difference of somebody being getting food or pairing up a pet with somebody. So it's nice to give that little bit because it can make the biggest difference. And get involved in your community, get involved with the United Way, get involved in different committees in your workplace, and that's going to give you that exposure, but it's also going to make you feel good because of what you're giving back.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. We appreciate that. I think that's wonderful advice. And Molly, just for someone that is working in the nonprofit field and involved in our organization, what advice do you have for people who maybe want to get involved in a professional setting working with a nonprofit?
Yeah, I just want them to know that what they're doing is making a difference. Their dollars or their volunteer efforts are making a difference, and you can see it locally and you can see it across New Hampshire through all the regions, through all the nonprofits that we help out. What you're doing is actually changing lives.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. You three play a very critical role in the success of our organization, and I have so much fun working with you and getting to work with both of you in the volunteer capacity, and thank you for joining me on the show today.
It's my pleasure.
And thank you everyone at home for tuning in for Concord TV, Community at Your Service. Have a wonderful day.